Welcome to Dependable Flame, where we explore vintage petrol lighters, ashtrays, tobacciana, and other useful mechanisms. Make yourself at home. Today we have a vintage Park Slim flip-top petrol lighter advertising HOLO-KROME. This is a company that is still in business today. Looks like they have been in business since 1929. Have plenty of examples of old advertising out there available to see. This particular lighter is a heavy gauge chrome plated brass. The case anyway. The insert is constructed of aluminum. It has a couple of dents, it appears, in the lid. Not so much dents as depressions. Doesn't look like it's been banged around. But you can see there where the lid on the other lighter is chrome plated brass and then the body was aluminum. This lighter is lid and base constructed of chrome plated brass. It has a 4-barrel hinge that is riveted, and just as we saw in the video the other day, it sort of cants to the side in the back on this one. It was the front on the other one. So there may be some flaw in these Park lighters that causes that to develop over time. You can see that the windscreen is a plated material, I believe probably steel. You have the HOLO-KROME logo in 2 colors, and it definitely has some damage to the paint, mostly to the big HK logo rather than the text HOLO-KROME. You can see there that lid is actually cracked right above the hinge, not just leaning. The lighter does show scuffs, dings, that crack on the lid, as I showed you a couple of dents on the top lid. I'm not sure. It's kind of weird how those would develop up there with the rest of the lighter being in such good shape. But there is a good deal of wear to the paint, so maybe that would be another clue. We've seen many differences in the various components that make up these Park lighters and Park Slims in particular in this current series that we are going through. And once again, you can see there that this is a high polished chrome finish on a brass constructed case. The hinge is in pretty good condition, fairly tight, although we did note an imperfection in the hinge. You can see the difference there in the lightweight aluminum construction of the Glidden lighter we had the other day in comparison to this heavy gauge brass. But once again now, they both still have aluminum inserts with a plated windscreen, I think probably steel, and a plated flint spring screw in this one, where the other one was plastic and may have had, I can't remember if that was the lighter that had the solid fuel cell or not, but this one does not. It has a felt pad, although there is some damage to it, and a very nice metal flint spring screw and a aluminum insert that is in very good condition, very nicely marked, precision made by Park Industries, Murfreesboro, Tennessee, USA. Sideways on this Slim. I'm not sure, it's been a while since I remember seeing a Slim that was marked. But I'm not sure if sideways is the typical way for them or not. The regular size lighters were typically marked the other direction. Fits in there very nicely though. And I did not clean up the wick, as I've talked about in some of the articles on the website lately and also some videos. My default is to clean the wick up as best I can. If it'll light, then I leave it. And you can always, if you purchase one of my lighters, you can always request that I change that out before sending it to you. That will not be a problem. There you can see there's just a little bit of play in the hinge. Here you can clearly see how that brass lid has cracked toward the back side, but does not lean in the other direction. So it does favor that one side. I don't know if it's been torqued that way at some point or another. Maybe that has something to do with why we have these depressions along both sides, dimples in the top of the lid. But you can see that it does have scuffs, scratches. It's a very nice lighter though. Be a really good one for somebody to carry and use. I like carrying these a little bit more than the aluminum, simply because they feel a little bit more substantial in your hand. But this is another one of those that there are identical Zippo designs out there that you could put this. I was comparing the weight, and it's really, I mean, it almost feels about twice as heavy for the brass or chrome plated brass lighter as opposed to the aluminum lighter. But you could really put these alongside your Zippos, and most people aren't going to know a difference. I know some people are die-hard Zippo fans, and I have no problem with that. I definitely don't have a problem with you having favorite brands. I have favorite brands. In fact, Zippo is one of them. Zippo, Cygnus, and Park. It's probably the three brands that I'm most interested in. But don't forget about these lighters, especially if you can't yet afford the Zippos you want. There are a lot of times that these can be had for well under $10 in eBay auctions, and these are probably going to end up in eBay auctions that we put up here at DependableFlame.com, the charity auctions, where they start at a penny, and the entire proceeds of that auction go to the charity that has done so much work with the families of those affected by that horrible disease that killed my father, that my family dealt with for an extended period of time. So make sure you get over there and check those out. If you haven't considered widening or broadening your collection, maybe consider that, to not just collect Zippo lighters, but these Park advertisers as well. The inserts fit like a glove, and the lighters work extremely well. Once again, don't be sleeping on these Park Petrol lighters. They're available, they're affordable, and well worth your money and adding to your collection. Until next time.